Hello, everybody. This is Cholera, and I am with Rise again. This is the East Side commentating team. Of course, Diggity and Motrap are in the West Side. They're both from Cali. Actually, I found out that Rise went to the same university where I live right next to, Stony Brook, in New York. Hope you guys, hope you didn't mind me revealing that, Rise, but I think that's pretty big of a coincidence, and I think that's pretty awesome. I think this is going to be a fun set here. This is KTF versus Lecaf Oz, played on December 18th, and we're going to be seeing ForGG versus Luxury here. How's it going, Rise?
Pretty good, and yeah, I don't mind. It's good that people know that I have more than a GED, I guess. So I don't really care either way. I'll get over it. But yeah, so we're gonna be watching some exciting matches here. How we got Luxury, man? I haven't watched Luxury play in way too long. I've been missing his games. He is an exciting Zerg, and I hear that his brother though has actually been doing better than him. What do you think about that, considering the fact that that's a ridiculous anomaly in my book?
Well, I mean, I guess it might just be the law of averages evening it out. I do think that the two brothers are very similar. Now, Luxury, for those who don't know, has gone farther in the Star Leagues, and before this Pro League season, was statistically a lot better than his younger brother. Not his younger brother, what am I saying? His twin brother. I don't know who came out first.
Well, he
But
could be younger by about like a second and a half.
it could be, yeah. But yeah, both of these players. Well, actually, I'd say 4GG has been hanging around. He's been doing fine this season. In fact, I think he before this game he was 6-2. Luxury, on the hand, has not been doing that great. He is 8-9 this entire season. He's been played a lot in KTF, and he was sort of heralded as a good Zerg, like sort of the backup to Flash. Like he and Flash would make KTF the best team in the Pro League, and it hasn't happened yet because mainly because Luxury has not been doing so great. So I don't know though. This should be an interesting match. 4GG, of course, won the MSL against Jadong 2 MSLs ago, or I guess one past the current, or one past the last MSL, so I guess 2 MSLs ago, and that was a big surprise. But since then, he's been sort of quiet. You know, he got knocked out of the last MSL in the round of 16, so we'll see what he can bring for us today in this Pro League game.
I guess we should also mention that they are playing on Medusa, and 4GG, obviously the Terran player in the 6:30-ish position, and Luxury in the 10 o'clock position, just now scouting 4GG, so actually scouting him off right away. He's going to see the fact that 4GG is going for a wall. With his current build, I don't think that's going to be able to do. I don't think Luxury will be able to do much with that. He's going to go for a 12 hatch himself. So yeah, so it looks like going to be a pretty standard start to things anyway. And I'm guessing we're going to see some sort of fast expand from 4GG. You think that that Luxury is
Whoa.
going to go some
Nope.
crazy build?
Nope. I was just gonna say nope. It's not standard at all, man. Because there's a refinery, and this is what we've
Oh.
seen from Terran a lot in this map. Yep. And Luxury is gonna spot it. So you know, there's not much. That is, by the
Oh,
way,
white guy
never
with the long
GG.
hair again.
No, no, that's a girl. That's the chick.
Oh.
That is
Oh,
never GG from Team Liquid.
Edit
I
that
think.
out.
Actually, I need confirmation of that. By the way, we knew that last time by saying after the Pro League games, there are a bunch of stars that will often show up, and we said it had to do with the quality of the game or something. It actually is just the number of wins that player has gotten in the Pro League. Each time they get a win, they get half a star, and if they get more than 10 wins, they have a crown. So that's all it means, is just get half a star every time they play. Every time they win, rather. So we're going to see a factory build here from 4GG. Whereas we're probably going to see a 2-hatch build here from Luxury. That's been the standard response to this. Either early Hydralisks off of 2-hatcheries or going for the early 2-hatch Spire. And he's going to need a couple of Sunken Colonies to ward off any Vultures. But that's going to be an opening. We'll see what 4GG does. It's interesting because this kind of build puts the initiative back in the hands of the Terran in some ways. Because normally the Terran has to go, you know, if they go 1 racks into expansion, then basically they have a very, very set build order. But here they can be actually creative, and they can sort of dictate how the game goes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually because you do see a lot more of a pressure type setting of the game, and you know it makes our jobs easier because it's just a lot more exciting to watch and to commentate. So yeah, I'll actually be looking forward to seeing some vulture harassment going on. And Luxury, I think you're right with the 2-hatch build. He's got the lair going. He's mining out the minerals behind his base. I don't really foresee some, 4GG trying. Oh, I guess he could be squeezing vultures back there. So yeah, that would be a good idea to mine that out. But of
Yeah,
course,
that's
siege
smart.
tanks can always take that down real quick, real early, with their splash damage. So uh, that's actually a big benefit to being Terran on this map is that you can actually take those temples out pretty easily. Although Zerg can too with their lurkers, so I guess it's fairly even in that respect. But it's still a little early. There is the first vulture. I'm sure he's upgrading speed and or mines, one of the two. Spire going down for luxury, so we will be seeing those mutas very shortly. I don't know if he's got a sunken in preparation of a vulture harass, but he should probably get something very soon. Yes, he does have one. And Hydralisk Den going down as well. So looks like he's got both tech trees up, and not sure what he's going to be going from here though.
Yeah, I saw this actually in a game I just watched, Effort versus Light, a few days ago, where Effort went for speed vultures really early against. I'm sorry, Light went for speed vultures against Effort, the Zerg player, and he actually did a run by with his vultures past the one sunken colony, just like we see here. Luxury has that one sunken, and he managed to kill a high number of drones before there was anything he could do about it. And look, there we go. There is the speed
Whoa.
vultures. So this is going to be a vulture run by. This is now, I guess, becoming a possible build, a sort of a Terran build, and we'll see how works against Luxury. This is going to be, I think this is going to be quite effective here. He's going to go in, yeah, and
Ooh.
he doesn't just loses one. He's got 5 ultras behind there. Pretty much no number of
Wow.
Zerglings is going to be able to face that. But this time, differently, the Luxury does have Hydralisks, which Effort didn't, so he's going to be able to eventually take care of these vultures, but not before losing a whole lot of
Why
drones.
would he
That was
do
pretty
that?
much all the drones. Wow, that was
Wow.
all the drones.
Why would he do that? Why would he send in his drones? I mean, he's got the Hydras, which do decent amount of damage against the Vultures,
I
and
think
he's
it's
just
just an
asking to
accident.
lose them.
Yeah,
Yeah, it must have
yeah.
been, right? What I mean, and now, oh, and man, now he's just losing drone after drone after drone. It only takes one shot from each of those vultures to take out a drone, and that's going to be very deadly against Luxury. So Luxury very far behind at this point economically. He must look at him shaking his head, man. He's like, "Damn it! What the hell is wrong with me?" He should have watched that game of Effort versus Light because I mean he could have been able to. He should have been able to wall off. He had an evolution chamber there. Why didn't he just put his Zerglings on the other side and those vultures wouldn't have been able to get
Yeah.
through? I don't
Lack
know.
of
But
scouting,
now
I think.
Goliaths are out, so yeah, it
I
must have
think he
been.
should
Well,
have.
yeah, he
I th
he lost the
He should have
Overlord,
had
I
a couple
think,
of
too.
lings there. He should have had some, like, well, at least one ling in front of 4GG's base, and that might have made all the difference there. You know, if he had seen
Oh
the
yeah.
speed vultures coming, he might have gotten himself some, a good wall going and stopped that. But that was devastating. And I mean, this could be a new build. I've not seen this before. Literally, this is like the Terran's answer to the Zergling run by. Like Zerg, like how Zerg uses it. Oh, and looks like he's not even mining gas. He's in so much trouble right now. He's lost so many drones that he's gonna have to just basically go off of build drones on with his existing minerals, and he's in big economic trouble. And he needs to recover. But yeah, this is sort of like how the Zerg goes for a run by past the Protoss cannons. This is sort of like a Terran version of that, and looks like we're gonna see Luxury try to out-expand his opponent. That is the one advantage he does have, is economy, because as we see here, 4GG does not yet have an expansion. And we'll see how 4GG plays this, if he decides to go get tanks and Goliaths and just make a push off one base, or if he decides to expand and play a longer game here. Both are viable options, I think.
Yeah, you know what I was just thinking though? It sucks for Luxury that he only has those two hatcheries. So he's either building drones or units, right? So what is he going to do? And he's so far behind in drones, he can only build drones. He's not going to make any muta for a while, and he's not even mining gas. So he's not even going to have like a stockpiled amount of gas to build muta after he's done building drones. So he's going to be so far behind with just a small muta harass against a large force of Goliaths at this point. I mean, he's just so far behind at this point. He's getting another expansion, which is definitely needed at this point, and especially considering it looks like 4GG is expanding himself. So I see him in a just way behind at this point. I don't know if you see it differently, but he hasn't made any units for the past like I don't know 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah, it is true, but I do see that he is expanding all over the place, and he's going to try to win that long macro game. He also knows that the mechanized army of the Terran is very powerful, but relatively not mobile, and they really have to stick together. You can't just send half of your Goliath force out to attack something because they'll get slaughtered. Unlike Medic Marines, which
True.
are much faster and much more expendable. So he knows he can't move out, so he's been expanding, perhaps overexpanding, but actually I wouldn't even say it's overexpanding. He just wants to win that long game. And I remember the game GG play versus Flash on this map very well in the OSL and last
Oh
season,
yeah.
and that was where Flash got completely trounced by going for a mech build, and GG play expanded all around the map, got 8 base Ultralisks and just walked all over Flash when he finally moved out. So we'll see if 4GG makes, decides to stay in his base longer. I don't think that's a good idea. And now he is moving out, so I think that is a smart idea. He was waiting for +1 attack. He has +1 attack.
Nice.
There's no Carapace upgrade yet for the Zerg player, so this could be a big trouble for him.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needed to do. You're right about the expanding, and GG plays, his tactic against Flash in that OSL game. But one of the things, he lost so many drones. I'm sorry, I just
Yeah.
can't get over that. And now those Muta are just going to be taken down like nothing against those Goliaths, and still no real unit force here. So he's going Sunkens, although Sunkens are fairly effective against Goliaths, and it's not that large of a Goliath force really. It's not even. I don't even know if he has 12 yet. It looks like he's got around 10 or so. And while that's a decent number, a few Sunkens could stop that fairly easily. Because the Goliath ground attacks, while they're good against things like Lings and things like that, they're not that powerful against Sunkens. I mean, well, against mass Sunkens anyway. Not with that size force. So he may have to wait for some tanks to come out to really push his way in. And there are a few Sunkens at his expansion, so Luxury is pretty well prepared for this, and he's still going on with that Muta Harass, which is definitely a good idea. He's keeping GG Play on his toes, and GG Play is going to have to keep diverting his attention with
4GG.
the few Goliaths. For Sorry, too many GGs in his GG player names. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, you can take over from there from my blunder.
No problem. Oh, it looks like the Vultures actually got a little bit of distance there. Now, yeah, this is exactly what 4G needs to do. He needs to try to shut down that fourth base there. If he can shut down this base, effectively Luxury is going to be out of this game. If Luxury can hold this base, on the other hand, he will still be in this game. But it looks like it's going to be very hard for him to. I'm actually a little bit surprised he didn't go for more Hydralisks. Against Mass Goliaths, Hydralisks are actually the appropriate counter because they are more cost-effective than Goliaths are. So I am surprised he didn't go for that. Instead, he went for the Mutalisk, and he doesn't have Zerglings to back it up. Like you said, he's just had problems with his economy. So, his entire economy is completely messed up. Basically, 4GG set up a Ponzi scheme and with his vultures. Luxury invested all of his money in the Ponzi scheme and got completely
Oh,
destroyed. He has no economy. Now he's going pretty much all in here with his Mutalisks. I don't think he's going to win this battle. He does have +1
no.
Carapace on his air, by the way. We did
Oh,
note that. And oh, look at Luxury. He knows it. That hatchery goes down. I think that is GG for Luxury. It's just going to be all over but the crying here. Just too much economic damage. And look at that. Big tank
oh,
force with
that's it.
Goliaths pushing in now. That's going to be pretty much curtains for Luxury once he starts getting sieged up in his natural.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything he can do at this point. I mean, really, like you said, he didn't go Hydra when he needed to, and then I think he did his tech backwards almost. He should have went Hydra and then maybe into Muto or Lurker or whatever. And now he's got no way to defend against it. Now with that many Goliaths backing up those tanks, and once those Sunkens go down, he could just walk straight in with his Goliaths, and nothing is going to be able to stop him. Not that he has that many Goliaths, and certainly he could be stopped if Luxury had the right units, but with what Luxury has, he's not going to be able to stop him. And I think that's going to be it for Luxury. Now that he's lost that third expansion, he's got just no economy. He's only got 2 gas. He's got the mineral only, and he doesn't have the hatchery support that he needs. He's got, I think, 4 hatcheries inside that base, but at
Wow.
this point, that's just not enough. And that's going to be it
Wow,
for
they're
Luxury.
showing they're showing Luxury really wanting to stay with the Mutalisks, man. He has +2 air carapace, so he was definitely thinking about a big,
Wow.
air-to-ground battle there with his mutas. But unfortunately, I don't think he had the economy for that. Like you said, though, he just had economy. Well, I think the reason why he stayed with Mutalisks, by the way, instead of switching to Hydras immediately, was because his economy was so poor off.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knew that he needed to do some damage. He knew he couldn't just
Definitely.
stay on. He couldn't just play a macro game anymore with 4GD. The sort of circumstances were changed. Although I disagree with him building so many Mutalisks. I don't think he should have committed to it. Get the getting that Carapace upgrade. GG Yo coming from Luxury. I think that
GG.
yeah, committing the Mutalisks without even Zerglings is just going to be really hard, especially when you overexpand like that. You're just not going to have those
Luxury is
enough
giving us the finger,
resources.
by the way.
Yeah. All right. By the way, I'm going to try to cut it off before the video ends because I'm going to try to use the automatic uploader. So without any further ado, we're going to go on to game 2. Thank you very much for watching.
See you there.